What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Dumb Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for August 8th through August 14th, 2024. The current price ride for this week is the Vapid Dominator GTX. It's primarily based on the custom Mustang GTT made by 0 to 60 Designs, and it has a normal price of about $700,000. To get it for free this week, you have to get first place in an LS Car Made Series race for 3 days in a row. In regards to performance, it's in the muscle car class and is one of the best handling cars in that class. However, it does unfortunately have the slow handling flags, which makes it go slow over bumps. However, due to its great handling, it still makes it into top 20 for most tracks, not including HSW, which is pretty impressive. However, the styling of this car, specifically the Dodge Charger style taillight and the customization options, are a bit weird as well. The Dominator GT is just a much better car to own overall, even with the forced convertible top. Continuing to the test ride vehicles for this week, we have the Masacro, the X821, and the S80RR, and all three of these are Remove website cars, so make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them. And for current gen console users, we have the Vigero ZX as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the Drift Yosemite. It's primarily based on the Ken Block Huna truck, and has a normal price of about $1.3 million and a trade price of just under $1 million. In regards to performance, it's in the muscle car class and is a top 15 performing vehicle in that class. It's got great handling despite its drift name and some great speed as well. Plus, it does offer a few customization options, which is a plus. In terms of the dealership cars for this week, in luxury autos, we have the Yosemite 1500 and the Euros X32. Continuing to Simeon's, we have the Silvestra, the Lifeguard, the Nebula Turbo, the Cliffhanger, and the Bifta as well. And all of these except the Nebula Turbo are Remove website vehicles. Now, the Nebula Turbo used to be a Remove website car, but Rockstar added it back to the website with the recent DLC because of the drift tuning they added to it. Also worth mentioning, the Lifeguard will cost you over $800,000 if you buy it from here. However, if you test drive it and take it to the beach, an NPC Lifeguard will force spawn there, which you can then end the test drive, steal that one, and then store it for free. However, if you want to put the insurance on it, it will cost you about $100,000, which yes is expensive, but it's still less than the over $800,000 price tag Rockstar wants you to pay at Simeon's. Moving on to the discounts, in terms of property discounts, we unfortunately don't have any this week. Continuing to the vehicle discounts, starting off at the test ride, we have 30% off the X821, again a Remove website car. This one's in the supercar class and is a top 15 performing vehicle in that class around most tracks, and it's my personal favorite car in the entire game due to its styling, active aero spoiler, exhaust note customization, etc. It's just the overall package, and one that I highly recommend getting if you don't already own it. You won't regret it, especially at this price. Next up in the test ride, we have 30% off the S80RR. So this one's in the supercar class and is slightly quicker than the X821 around most tracks, but they're still pretty close, just depends on the track. But of course, being a race car, the customization is pretty lackluster, although the center seating position is very cool. So if you're maybe building like a race car garage or something, this one might be worth picking up as well. Onto the Legendary Motorsport website, we have 30% off the Rebel GTS. So this one's in the SUVs class and is a top 5 performing vehicle in that class if we don't factor in HSW. It has great styling, customization, and is pretty fun to drive as well. Honestly, I think it's a pretty good buy at this price. Onto the Siren San Andreas website, we have 30% off the Fudo GTX. It's in the sports class and is one of the slowest cars in that class performance-wise, but it does offer drift tuning, which makes it a ton of fun to whip around, and of course, being a tuner's DLC vehicle, it has tons of customization. Next up, we have 30% off the Brigham. So this one's in the muscle car class and is pretty slow in that class, as you might imagine is to be expected for a vehicle like this. However, being of course based on the Ghostbusters car with all the references like the siren, when you hold the horn and all that, I think it's definitely worth owning if you like movie cars. Continuing, we have 30% off the Granger 3600LX. So this one's in the SUVs class and is a mid-tier performing vehicle in that class. However, it does offer a Monitech, which is nice, and a detailed interior very similar to its real-life counterpart. However, I think it's still a bit pricey for what it is. Onto the Benny's website, we have 30% off the custom conversion upgrade for the Yuga, which turns it into the Yuga Classic 4x4. This thing offers tons of customization, even in the back of the van as well. One of the most fun vehicles to customize at Benny's for sure. Now the upgrade would normally cost just under 1.3 million, but with this discount, it will cost you only 900,000, which isn't too bad. However, the regular Yuga is still about 200,000. You need to buy that first, obviously, so it's still going to cost you about 1.1 million to start. Onto the Warstock website, we have 30% off the Stain Your LE Cruiser. So this is the second cheapest purchasable cop car in the game if you want to do a dispatch work from Vincent. And lastly, onto Leadus Travel's website, we have 30% off the Alpha Z1. So this little plane is a ton of fun to mess around with and do stunts. Definitely recommend it, but keep in mind that you do need to own a hangar property in order to purchase it. Moving along to the gun van with the following weapons available this week and 40% off the advanced rifle as well. In regards to double money, we have double money NRP on the adversary mode Overtime Rumble, plus wildlife photography, and the bail enforcement business staff income, but not the bounties themselves, which is a bit disappointing. However, we do have some bonus money on the bounties, so if you secure 3 most wanted targets, you'll get a 100k bonus. If you secure 5 standard bounty targets, you'll get a 100k bonus. And for the weekly challenge, if you secure any 8 bounty targets, you'll get another 100k bonus. So a 300k total money bonus there. Not too bad, but obviously double money would have been a lot better. Continuing to the weekly vehicle robberies from the Salvage Yard business. Again, these only change once per event week. We have the Gangbanger robbery with the Ignis, the Duggan robbery with the VSTR, and the Podium robbery with the Previon. And to mention, obviously none of these are claimable this week. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is Lake Vinewood Estates. I recommend a quick bike for this one. For the premium race, we have the Sports Classics race Crossing Paths. I highly recommend the Turismo Classic, Cheetah Classic, Ardent, or Retinue Mark II for this race. And if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Turismo Classic or the HSW Sterling GT. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW Town Trial is North Chumash. As always, the HSW Hakachu Dragon Bit the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I mean, it's quite obvious. The X821 is my favorite car in the game. It's a remote website car as well, and at this price, it's just an absolute steal. Anyways, guys, overall, this event week, I would say, is definitely below average. No new events, no properties on sale, and pretty lackluster double money. Giving us double money on the bail office staff income and not the bounty targets themselves was sort of a kick in the nuts for sure. I just can't give this week more than a 4 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Anyways, again, guys, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.